is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
Here come the Seminoles of Florida State. One of the great traditions in college football, and this becoming one of the nation's favorite rivalries. It's a battle for bragging rights and recruiting advantages in the state of Florida as the Gators come calling, and Chief Osceola ready to get it started as ABC Sports brings you college football. A CFA matchup from the state of Florida. It's the Gators against the Seminoles on a chilly, overcast day in Tallahassee. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody, with Dick Vermeil. I'm Brett Musburger. Dick, a lot of folks have not seen Florida State since the tough Miami loss. They have taken Charlie Ward, their point guard. They've gone to the fast break, a basketball-style offense, if you will, and they have really stepped it up offensively.
Well, no question. He's throwing the ball better from the shotgun. He's running the ball better from the shotgun. But even more than the shotgun, Brett, I think he gained understanding and awareness, and therefore he has much more confidence when he's throwing the football.
On the other side, Shane Matthews, twice Player of the Year in the Southeastern Conference. He has thrown for 70 touchdowns, more than any quarterback in the history of that league.
Well, I'll tell you this, he's a smart quarterback. He has a nice touch in the football. He's totally aware of what's going on over there. He likes him to blitz, and he's probably going to get his invitation or his request filled today. I think they'll come after him.
Last year, the Gators won. That was in Gainesville. It is tough to come to Tallahassee and beat Florida State. Back with the kickoff in a moment.
Guys, you're not going to believe this. To hear Mike was named a GTE Academic All-American. Everything comes easy to that guy. I'll bet he doesn't even have to study to get good grades. And he spends half his time at the pizza place.
The GTE Academic All-America team was created to honor outstanding student athletes like Mike, because we know not everyone gives them the recognition they deserve.
Everything we put into the Chevy Lumina is backed by a bumper-to-bumper warranty. And we mean everything. For 3 years or 36,000 miles, you're covered. And there's no deductible. If anything goes wrong, we'll fix it. And we mean anything. Every Chevrolet has this bumper-to-bumper warranty. We build them like this, we can back them like that. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
Take the heat out of shaving. Soothe your razor burn with post-shave conditioning hydrogel from Old Spice. Because when you've got proof, who needs promises?
If you want to go places in any career, ask yourself, can I perform under pressure? Can I be counted on to get the job done? You can learn how in the Army, so when you're ready to take off, you'll know you can go far.
Hey, want to taste a couple of beers? Sure. You bet. So which do you prefer?
This one.
That's a beer. Here's Budweiser, and this is Coors Extra Gold.
Oh, whoa!
What if I told you Coors Extra Gold was brewed far longer than Bud?
I had no idea.
70% longer.
I guess there's surprises all the time.
Slow brewed for that real beer flavor and color, the way beer was meant to be, which may be why 58% of Bud drinkers preferred Coors Extra Gold.
Be 90%.
Coors Extra Gold. If you're missing real taste, beer is back.
Incredible! These are awesome facts.
CFA College Football is ABC Sports exclusive. Brought to you by the Heartbeat of America, Chevrolet, and your local Chevy dealer. By Delta Airlines, we love to fly, and it shows. By Coors Light, the Silver Bullet is the right beer now. And by the Die Hard Battery, now with more power when you need it most.
The Florida State Seminoles have already won the ACC Conference, and now they are after bigger game. They are hopeful that they can climb again up the pole. Ranked third ahead of unbeaten Texas A&M. How will the voters respond to A&M's victory over Texas? Meanwhile, Miami at San Diego State tonight. We get word that Marshall Faulk is expected to play for San Diego. Alabama, a shutout winner over Auburn on Thanksgiving Day. Notre Dame still in the championship picture at number 5, and Florida is sitting there in number 6. Florida State has won the toss. They will defer, which means the Gators will get the ball to start the game. Danny Mowry, number 9, will kick it off to start this one in Tallahassee. Kennedy and Houston are your Gator deep men. This will be Houston from the 5. Houston to the left, stumbles, regains his balance, cuts back. Wonderful return considering the fact that he was losing his balance, and the wide receiver takes it to the 35. And now your diehard starting lineups. There's your offensive line. Green and Odom, the freshman, they've had an entire season getting better and better. We have to keep an eye on Eric Brett, number 33, injured his ankle earlier in the season. He's getting stronger and stronger. You know the Shane Matthews story, the all-time SEC touchdown leader with 70. So it's the fun and gun now for the Gators as they go on the attack with good starting field position. Brett is the running back behind Matthews. The Gators will throw the short pass on first down. Give it back on a razzle-dazzle to Jack Jackson, your ball carrier. And Brooks, number 10, takes him down at the 36. Dick Vermeil did not take him long to open this baby up.
I've never seen a play like this. That was a screen-type action out to the wide receiver. You see that right there, Willie Jackson. Now he comes back in a reverse action, and he gives it back to Jack Jackson. I've never seen that one before, Brent.
So Steve Spurrier, in his 3rd year, is going to pull out the stops against this Florida State defense. 3 defensive linemen for the Seminoles. Matthews straight back. He has plenty of time. Throws, and it is incomplete. A jarring tackle. Marvin Jones, marvelous Marvin, number 55 with his first whack of the day. Your diehard starting defensive line. They will use 4 defensive linemen frequently. And then the main man, you just saw him, number 55, Marvin Jones, could sweep the Lombardi and the Butkus Awards this year. Corey Sawyer, with 7 interceptions, paces that defensive backfield. And now Marvin gets ready to go to work again. 4 rushmen coming. They loop. Matthews down the middle, intercepted at the 24 by Fuller.
He got the coverage he wanted. They doubled the people in the slot. Good protection, giving them time. Now Corey Fuller ends up 1-on-1, no help inside. See no defensive people inside. Fuller comes over and makes the big interception. He made a great big play against Miami going into the score. First interception on the year. That's really equivalent to a 4th down punt.
Now they will open in the shotgun. No hesitation here. Charlie Ward drops right back into the gun, and the fast break is underway. And Ward scampers out of it. This is what makes him lethal in that formation. Out to the 30-yard line, and Dick, he can either run or throw out of that formation.
And, you know, being a point guard in basketball, he's used to bringing the ball up and facing people. Now he's facing the same thing. Of course, there's more people there. He has great vision, and this is what he does so well. And he does a great job of throwing the ball in the impromptu situation.
It was Pat Kennedy, the basketball coach, and the assistants who suggested to the football coaches, look, he likes to run the entire floor. Open it up for him. You had to convince Coach Bowden, but he has fallen in line. Movement on the right side of the offensive line. There was contact, but the offensive lineman may have moved first. Now let's see. I believe it's going to go against the Gators here, the way the Seminole offensive line was responding.
Offside! I think that was Bill Gunter, the big defensive tackle that moved, number 93.
Now your diehard starting lineups. There's the offensive line. They have to hold out this Gator rush today and pave the way for Charlie Ward and these fellas. Great speed outside. Tamarick Vanover, number 80. You're going to hear so much of him. Charlie Ward, of course, is the trigger man. He makes this attack work. When he lifts his foot like that, that signals for motion to start if it's in the play. pass is complete to Kevin Knox near midfield.
Number 81, Kevin Knox.
You know, I visited with Kevin Knox yesterday in the locker room, and you know, sometimes professional athletes don't believe that they should be held responsible as role models, but he talked to me about a great player that I coached, Harold Carmichael, and that was years ago, and he's still talking about it.
Now, along with the shotgun to keep the tempo moving here for the Seminoles, no huddle, using hand signals. It is the center who will yell hike, and that will start the offense. And the center, you can see with his head up on each snap, delivers it perfectly. And Ward, it is dropped by McMillan. Tiger McMillan steps out against this Gator defense, and he dropped the ball. Should have had it harder. Gunner McMillan and Church will go up front for the Gators. The linebackers, and number 31 is an excellent one, Carlton Miles. Do you realize that young man underwent back surgery following last season? He's a leading tackler. Groh, Kennedy, Spear, and White, and the man who directs this defense over on the sideline.
Okay, that's Coach Zook, and he does a real good job, but he has so many concerns, I couldn't write them all down on my card.
And here's the main one. There's a penalty flag down, thrown behind the quarterback by the referee as Ward steps out of bounds at the Gators' 46-yard line. But there is a penalty, and Coach Bobby Bowden facing the Florida State sideline.
Well, Coach Ron Zook, the defensive coordinator for Florida, told me that they want to try to control rush him. They can't rush this young man out of control because he can do this. He can get up underneath people. He can make 1 and 2 people avoid the sack. Tough to rush him. They got Robert Stevenson. They're actually their top offensive lineman for holding on that one, Brent.
And the ball is being brought back to the Florida State 32. So that is a huge change in field position as far as the Seminoles are concerned. Mac Gentry, our referee here today. Now it is a long second down, 27 yards for the Seminoles.
They shift to the eye. That's a new gimmick.
Sometimes they run the end around off the eye. This time they will just hand it off to the running back, McMillan, who was slipping as he came through the line down at the 35-yard line.
See, what that does, lining up in the shotgun with the receivers, the 3 receivers, it eliminates the ability of the defensive coordinator on the other side to bring in defensive personnel to stop the run. See, they're playing against a shotgun. Now they line up and shift to the running formation. Good game plan thought.
The Gators with an extra defensive back on the field. Here in this third down, fully expecting Ward to put it up. Gets great protection from the offensive line, throws low and incomplete. Wanted Vanover at the 40-yard line, or check that now. That was McCorvey over there on that far side on that 40-yard line. And so Florida State, as the result of that costly holding penalty, now will punt. John Wimberly punting for the Seminoles, and Monty Duncan, the Gators' wide receiver, sure-handed. Low punt. Let's see what he does with it. Takes a big bounce right into his hands at the 25-yard line. Duncan is slaughtered at the 30. Just underway in Tallahassee. No score. Florida State and Florida.
I got an 88 Chevrolet Silverado with 304,000 miles. I drive it to work, 125 miles one way to work, 304,000 miles, still rolling.
This is a 1986 Chevrolet Scottsdale. The truck has now 577,000 miles on it. It always gives me my dollar when I needed my dollar.
Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Keep tires on it, keep gas in it, it'll go.
Panasonic presents a unique and highly evolved Smooth Operator. The new Smooth Operator 2 with float control is the only razor to unite the comfort of twin independent floating heads with the closeness of a warm, wet shave. Don't try this with any plugged-in razor. The new Smooth Operator wet-dry razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you'd be.
We put our best people on the project. Hope they come through. One network color laser printer not only brings everyone together, it brings out the best in everyone.
Intelligent color for any document, only from Xerox.
Putting it together.
Before building new water mains, we had to know where the old ones were.
Xerox color not only helps with little details, it gives you the big picture, too. Intelligent color for any document, only from Xerox.
Putting it together.
Longtime rivals collide. The fifth-ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame head west for a primetime war with the Trojans of USC tonight on ABC's College Football.
Well, Mark Jones, the two quarterbacks here this afternoon, they know each other.
Yeah, you know, Brent, after a little research, you find out that they have a lot in common, too. You know, Matthews and Ward both played high school football for their fathers. They're both from small towns in the South, and they're both strong but quiet leaders. It's only ironic that they end up at the same national sales seminar in Nashville, Tennessee for 5 days over the summer. Get this, they ended up selling fire extinguishers. Matthews admitted to me yesterday at practice that he did not sell as many as Ward, but he plans on getting even today on the field and putting out Charlie's fire. Back to you.
Mark, there's not a Seminole backer in the land without a fire extinguisher in every room. As Matthews, off the play fake, buys time, goes deep down the middle to Jackson. It was underthrown. Fowler had the coverage, and Jackson could not get back on the ball.
He doesn't underthrow that deep ball very often. That's one of his real qualities is when he has a man deep, he normally gets it to him. That's why he's throwing 70 touchdowns more than anybody in the history of the SEC.
The Gators take their fullback out and send an extra wide receiver. One of his problems could have been that slight breeze. You saw the flags blowing directly toward the Gator offense, and now this ball is not snapped as Matthews pulls back.
Offside!
And they're going to call the defense again for an offside. So each defense been guilty of being offside. Another 5-yard penalty against the Seminoles. And the ball at the Florida 35-yard line. Randolph back in at fullback with only 5 yards needed for the first down. This is Eric Rett. Rett extending out close to a first down. It's going to be 3rd and short.
You know, Steve Spurrier, the head coach at Florida, runs his own offense, and they run more draw plays than any college football team we've seen all year, Brent. They use the draw effectively, and it's important to use it today because of the very good rush of Florida State. He didn't get what he wanted called there. See that?
Confusion, and now it is Jackson who sprints off the field. Randolph moves up to make sure, and the Gators waste a timeout. Matthews is unhappy, and there was a problem with the personnel on the field. That was the difficulty for Spurrier's Gators, so they use a timeout.
There's a reason more people go to Sears for a new battery.
Can't believe I left my lights on.
Only Sears has the Die Hard. Sears is so confident of Die Hard starting power, if you need a jump, Sears will do it absolutely free. Anytime, anywhere, even if you leave your lights on.
Got stranded once, never again.
Die Hard.
You can count on me.
More power when you need it most.
When we set out to design the new Geo Prism, the possibilities were endless. Then, step by step, we built a car that's as well thought out as it is well engineered. Once you see the end result, we think you'll agree. It all came together beautifully. Get to know the newest Geo Prism, at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Only Delta gives you more flights from over here to over there. Only Delta flies you non-stop to more cities from over here to over there. In fact, only Delta flies you non-stop to more cities in Europe than all these airlines combined. Delta. We love to fly, and it shows. The world over.
Steve Spurrier, in his 3rd year as head coach of the Gators, he's lost only 1 game in the state. 2 years ago, right here in Tallahassee. It was Casey Weldon at the controls for Coach Bowden. Lawrence Dossey on the receiving end. Put up 6 for the Seminoles. They scored 75 points in that game, won by Florida State.
I doubt they're going to have that many points today. These 2 defensive teams are better.
Matthews keeps it for the first down.
You know, in talking with Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator, he says his goal today is to hold Florida's offense under 15 points. Now, they did that last year and lost 14-9, but he still believes that's the #1 thing they have to do, and they're going to do that by trying to shut down the first down running play. Keep it to under 3 yards. They don't vary their defenses very much from week to week. They teach discipline, technique, and allow that speed to run and adjust as the game goes on.
Rep the tailback. Houston, the motion receiver. Matthews gets protection. Wobbling the right side and deflected at the last instant by Fowler.
You'll see Leon Fowler, the free safety right there. He's a real estate graduate, so he covers a lot of ground. Here he is back here in the free safety position. They use play action and motion. But they don't get him out of there. Freezing just a little bit. You'll see it now. He's still sitting back in the hole, waiting for him to get there. If he did any one thing wrong, he looked back into the backfield just a little too long.
Matthews has completed only 1 of his 5 passes, a short one for a couple of yards. Had some difficulty going deep into the wind here. He is getting time from his offensive line. This time, sprinting out of trouble and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And Shane Matthews, Dick, I guess my question to you, when you're moving into the wind here and you've got speedy defensive backfield, perhaps the Gators would be more successful coming up underneath that defense.
Well, I'm sure they will be percentage-wise, but I don't feel they can beat them on those kind of plays. Can they score enough points? So they're trying to get the big plays. I agree, though. I think I'd wait to the second quarter and put that wind to my back.
A loss of a yard, make this 3rd and 11. Matthews goes down, incomplete. The intended receiver was Aubrey Hill, and Abraham, one of the young cornerbacks of the Seminoles, was right there defensively, and Florida is forced to punt.
Here's Reggie Freeman, the big offensive tackle right here. True freshman. We saw him twice this year. Early in the year, wasn't doing very good. But boy, is his technique improved now. He's on Danny Footman, an experienced pass rusher. Good technique by a true freshman offensive tackle, and good coaching by his offensive line coach.
Shane Edge. And he's an outstanding punter. Was even better a year ago as Corey Sawyer, another of their talented defensive backs. Ready for this one, and Edge able to get it off. Sawyer runs up on it. There are flags down. Sawyer at the 35-yard line. But penalty flags down on this punt. 11-yard return for Sawyer, who's very talented at bringing back the punts. Goes against the Gators.
Lousy punt, 11-yard return. You might as well keep it.
The officials have been busy. This is a sloppy beginning to this game. Both teams guilty.
Lineman, illegal procedure. Penalty is declined.
Giving the Seminoles a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Florida State with 2 first downs already. 10 yards rushing and 13 yards passing. And a reminder that at the conclusion of the game, we'll select a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player from each team. And for the 22nd year through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 donated to the General Scholarship Fund of both Florida State and Florida. Back into the fast break attack, as it is being called here in Tallahassee. Offensive line holds up well, and he puts it right into the hands of Kevin Knox.
Ron Zook, the defensive coordinator, said they're going to try to rush people, 5 people, as many times as they can in the ball game, back out up with some man-to-man coverage. Then they'll change up and go with 4 rushers. Then they'll go the extreme blitz situation and try to overload.
One of the difficulties in putting a rush on Ward is that if you come inside, he is so quick he can step outside. A lot of defenses content to contain him, as the Gators are that time. They wanted him, and he puts it up beautifully into the hands of Kez McCorvey. That time the pass rush kept him right into the pocket, and he delivered a strike.
This is what they want to do. They want to keep him in the pocket. Now watch him lift the foot. Now that puts the center's head down. He calls a snap for the offensive lineman. See, they want to squeeze the pocket, keep him in there, and force him to throw the accurate throw. What's he do? He throws the accurate corner pattern, one-on-one coverage, tough.
A 30-yard pass, Ward to McCorvey.
Here they come again.
Now Ward sprinting to the right side. There is his value. First he passes, and then he dashes.
See, now they brought the outside blitz, but the young defender coming on the outside, Brent, made the mistake of breaking contain. Monty Groh, who's the defensive safety, comes from the outside, and he allows the quarterback to get outside him. Now, you'll see him flash from the left side of your screen. See him right there? You let him get outside. He's got to keep him inside him.
The running backs are Jackson and Floyd as Ward moves up under center. This is Floyd, the fullback, a tough inside runner. He bounces free just inside the 10. And we see that over there on the Florida sideline, a little work by Terry Dean, the backup quarterback.
I wonder if Shane is banged up. I didn't see him limp off or anything.
Well, we'll get word from our Mark Jones, who's down on the sideline. And apparently, we do get quick word. Someone stepped on his left foot, injured. The trainers are working on it, and Dean is warming up just in case. And this is Jackson battling toward the end zone, and a Seminole touchdown.
What they did is they lined up in a slot and a split end, spread the defense totally. Not many defenses in there. It forced him to reduce the defensive people in there, and then he just physically runs over people and fights his way into the end zone. Fine effort by Sean Jackson.
Mowry.
Kick was good.
Holder had to get it down in a hurry off the snap. So the pass from Ward to McCorvey sets up the Jackson touchdown. Matthews ready to play again.
In Europe, things happen on time, right on schedule. Punctuality is the norm, and that makes Europe the ideal environment for UPS. Fact is, UPS has built the most comprehensive delivery network in Europe. So when you have a shipment going there that has to be on time, use the delivery company whose punctuality is a time-honored tradition. UPS. We run the tightest ship in Europe.
This man has 2 of the fastest feet in the world, but even they can't pump a brake as fast as this Chevy Cavalier's standard anti-lock brake system.
Oh, yeah?
Without ABS, no matter how fast your feet are, this can happen.
Whoa!
But to help you stop and steer on slippery surfaces, Cavalier's anti-lock brakes pump on and off up to 15 times a second.
Yeah, but can they do this?
The safety of ABS. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
Pop quiz.
Oh, no. Fire away.
Which beer do you think is brewed longer?
This one overall has better flavor.
The darker one.
Bingo.
All right, homie.
Coors
Extra Gold is brewed far longer than Bud.
Seriously?
Than Budweiser? 70% longer than Bud.
And you know what? I can taste it.
Slow brewed for that real beer flavor and color, the way beer was meant to be, which may be why 58% of Bud drinkers prefer Coors Extra Gold.
I'll make it 59 and 60.
Coors Extra Gold. If you're missing real taste, beer is back.
The gold, baby. The name says it.
Charlie Ward fast breaks 65 yards in 5 plays. The Seminoles strike first, and Mowry will put the ball on the tee. Houston and Kennedy again back deep to return for the Gators. There is Houston, the wide receiver.
He's the number 3 returner in the SEC. 25-yard average, 37 long. When you average 25 yards a return, you're doing a great job for your offense.
Kennedy directly up the middle, cuts to the left, and comes out with a fine return to the 30. Mark Jones, what's the word on Matthews as he comes onto the field for the Gators?
Well, Brent, on that last series, Matthews told me that someone stepped on his foot, and his toe, his big toe on his left foot, was bleeding quite heavily, actually. They came over to the bench, they taped it up, put a bandage on it, and he seems to be okay as he comes back on.
That was McIntosh.
Big Todd McIntosh, the defensive right tackle. That's a 275-pound guy stepping down on it.
They usually run to the right when they offset the fullback, except they put Rhett into motion now. He's out as a wide receiver, and they're going to run on the draw with Randolph, and Simpson read it beautifully.
Boy, they were coming. They came after that one. Nice play by big Carl Simpson. He's the only returning starter in the defensive line. Bench presses 415 pounds. I think that's why he just threw the offensive lineman out of the way. You'll see him right there to the left side of your screen. He goes right underneath Big Reggie. It looked like 2 people thought the other guy had the other responsibility to block it. No one blocked it.
Jackson, Baker, and Everett are the Gators wide men. Rhett gets away from Jones, something you don't see very often, and Henry takes him out of bounds. And Rhett giving him a little trash.
You mentioned you don't see this very often. You don't. When you watch number 55 in the middle of your screen, Jones, you'll recognize why he is a candidate for both the Butkus and the Lombardi. He doesn't do that very often.
He's a candidate for a bad grade on that play.
You bet he is. See, he didn't get his head across the bow. Didn't get his shoulder pads into him.
And Rhett let him know what he out of that tackle, didn't he? Now it is 3rd down for the Gators. And now Matthews backs off.
They don't do this very often.
Practiced this week. There's a penalty flag down. The referees throws that flag, and perhaps they haven't used it enough. Maybe it's a little unpolished.
Well, it is. You know, they don't use a shotgun very much.
Illegal procedure against the offense, 5 yards.
Inside the Seminole locker room is a quote being attributed to Eric Rhett. So he has said, nobody knocks me back. I run through and over them. And folks, he just ran through Jones, would we say. He didn't run over.
He did. I'll tell you, and I've seen him do that a number of times this year. That's why he led the SEC last year and why he has 844 yards this year, having missed a couple games injured.
Matthews, deflected, incomplete. The Gators forced to punt again.
See, when you set short in a 3-step drop as a quarterback, the lineman cannot allow any penetration. They're too close to him, see? And he just jumped up there. Big Todd McIntosh jumps up there and bats it down. That's the 2nd time he's done that this year.
Only 1 first down so far for Florida and 5 for Florida State.
Corey Sawyer, he makes the first down for the offense each time, Brent. He's averaging 15 yards a return. He's returned one for 74 yards. He had a 50-yarder versus Miami.
He'll be looking to get this one around midfield to get a return, but it's a beautiful punt. This will allow the coverage to get down on him.
Penalty.
There it is. Didn't give him enough room to field the punt.
That's Pete Archie, I think, was number 6. That belted him. He doesn't get to play very often. Just a young football player, and he just got a little too excited about his hit.
You know, there are 2 penalties. There's 1 against and 2 against them.
Here's the main one right here. This is really tough on Sawyer. See, you've got to give him the room. Look at the ball's not there. Wham! No way. Oh, my gosh. That hurts. Now, here's Shane Edge, the punter. He's going down to congratulate him, making a great hit. Then he realized, oh, my God, he blew it.
15 yards from the end of the kick. Respond to foul. First down.
Brings the ball to the Seminoles' 45-yard line. Florida State 7, Florida struggling.
So you just can't give Florida State this kind of field position. Those kind of mistakes, just critical. There you see the offensive line coach there, Rich McGeorge, talking to the offensive lineman, getting them ready to go back for that next series.
One-time tight end with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I've coached against him.
Now Ward ready to operate this high-powered offense again. 4 wide receivers. The offensive line holding up very well. Ward just hangs in there and hits Knox again. It's like stealing, Coach. It's like stealing.
See, they were in a double zone, Brent. They were in a double zone coverage, and they just seamed up in between the deep coverage and the short coverage. It'll be to the right side of your screen. Again, good protection, giving him time. See, poise, he turns, he comes all the way back. You see the short coverage, the deep coverage. He hits it right in between. Very well executed.
24 yards to Knox. The ball at the Gator, 31-yard line. Under a little more pressure, so he throws to the short man. Knox again out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
Kevin Knox has caught 49 balls in his career coming in here, 4 touchdowns. 3 of them this year.
Charlie Ward, say hello to Randall Cunningham.
You know, Randall's his idol. Casey Weldon, you know, from here is at Philadelphia, and they've worked out a communication system between the 2.
Pressure up the middle, so he gets it off underneath beautifully. Another completion, this one to McCorvey.
This is what's really tough to do when you're a receiver at any level. When you're right here and you're going to come underneath linebackers. A lot of receivers are worried about these 2 guys. This man, he's not worried. He goes up and takes the ball down anyway. See this? Now watch him go up in the air. Good job. Nice hit by Ben Hanks.
And the 7th first down of the opening quarter for Florida State. At the 19-yard line, Ward is under center. Off a play fake to McMillan. Receivers are covered. Ward scampers, keeps it at the 10 and out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Charlie Ward.
You know, Brent, the offensive coordinator, Brad Scott, has told us he had to coach the offensive line not to go downfield when Charlie scrambles. And you'll see here, now watch the offensive lineman here try to stay on the line of scrimmage as he gets scrambling out here so they can throw the ball downfield and have it be complete and not an illegal play. Now watch the offensive lineman. See, they stay to the left of your screen. Look at them all staying. They're not going downfield. They know this guy can throw the strike.
Florida searching for a big defensive play now as the Seminoles threaten again. McMillan to the left. And he was hammered that time by the defense. They were ready for him and crawled all over him.
Well, they've been down in this red zone a number of times this year, 51 times to be exact. They've scored 40 of them. 33 of them were touchdowns. That's a real good percentage touchdown production inside the red zone. You really like that as a coach. As a defensive coach, you don't like it.
2nd down and goal. And they will go into the shotgun inside the 10-yard line. How's this one? Here's Ward. He's got time. Looking for a touchdown. Rowe got a hand on the ball, and it was deflected into the arms of the receiver for the touchdown. How about that? As Vanover, with good concentration on the ricochet, scores the Seminoles' 2nd touchdown.
Here he is, number 80, Tamarick Vanover, a true freshman. Going to be the freshman of the year in this conference. Good concentration on the ball as Monty Groh, number 10, deflects it to him. He doesn't break concentration.
Now Mowry. And Florida State leads arch rival Florida 14-0. Here's another look at that 7-yard scoring pass to Vanover.
Great poise in the pocket. They gave him a lot of time. He throws it right where he has to. Good defensive reaction. Normally that's a batted ball. It's an incomplete pass. Not today. It's going Florida State's way.
Dick Vermeil mentioned that Vanover's the freshman of the year in the ACC. Here are some others of influence. This is a short list, and you can certainly add to it from your area of the country. Reggie Green, and we're watching here. Randall Godfrey, outstanding linebacker at Georgia. Corey Pullick, who has taken over at Texas A&M, doing an outstanding job. And how about Steve Tannehill at South Carolina? That's one of the remarkable turnabouts of this college season. When they talk about the player of the year in the Southeastern Conference, I wouldn't necessarily overlook Mr. Tannehill. What he did was just short of amazing.
He might have saved a coach's job.
All he needs is a haircut, folks.
Scoring drive, 6 plays, 55 yards. These guys are so explosive. In the first half of a football game, they've scored 59% of their points. 220 of 374 points they have scored in the first half. They know where the end zone is.
So Mowry kicks it off and picked up by Houston on one hop. And Houston reaches the 30-yard line, and let's go down to Mark Jones. Mark, what do you got?
You know, Brent, Dick, at stake here today, more than just bragging rights in the state of Florida, also recruiting rights. A win today for Florida State would be huge because today they have recruits from over 6 states, about a dozen in all in attendance. And Coach Cottrell, the recruiting coordinator from Florida State, told me that no teams recruit players head-to-head more than these two on the field this afternoon.
Well, Mark, right now, Florida trails by a couple of scores, and Rhett runs right into the arms of Marvin Jones.
You know, I had a chance to visit with Marvin Jones yesterday for a long period of time, talked about his career here and his brother. His brother was a fine football player here. Some of you fans remember Freddie Jones. He's now a police officer. But I kind of believe his career is going to end in college after this, and he's going on into the National Football League. And boy, is he a fine player. He can run like a deer.
I don't know what leads you to believe that when Bobby Bowden told me that that's what he thought was going to happen.
But the kid wouldn't come right out and say that. He wouldn't come right out and say that to me.
Matthews off a play fake. Got him. Time. Whoa, Jackson. Jack Jackson had to hold for a second. Now he takes off, and he is inside the 15-yard line. That would have been an easy 6 for Matthews, but the ball held up in the wind just a little bit, and Jackson had to come back and get it.
You know what Jack Jackson did? He ran a little curl-in move and then go. See, and he froze the defense. See, now he's in there, little action there, freezing the safety. Now, see, Leon Fowler, again, see that? He went for the little curl move, and Jackson had other thoughts. I'm going deep. If that was thrown far enough, he'd have scored.
Now the Gators looking to cash in for the first time and climb right back in this. Rhett moves in motion to the short side of the field. Matthews, and there's a penalty flag thrown by the linesman.
Looked like the defensive right tackle moved a little bit earlier. Either that or he was off the ball awfully quick. That's it.
Dead ball, false start on the offense.
Offense, okay.
Not a happy camp.
The Florida fans count during the ball game how many times he throws his visor. He hasn't thrown it yet today, though, did he?
He's had good reason to, about a half dozen times, including right there. Man, nothing can hurt you more than a 5-yard penalty down here when you're trying to cash in on a touchdown. Here is Matthews now on 1st and 15. Quick throw to the sideline, and Rhett, wide open, steps to the 8-yard line. Very well-conceived play.
Florida has done a real good job inside the red zone. Been down here 35 times. You know, they've scored 27 of them, and again, they're a good percentage of touchdowns. 20 touchdowns. That's way over 50%. Good job.
The Gators do not want to settle for a field goal. second down. They can get a first down inside the 4-yard line. Now Matthews, they're blitzing, throws to the corner for the score. Touchdown, Florida. Aubrey Hill.
You called it, Brent. You said they're blitzing. What did Shane Matthews tell us yesterday? I like him to blitz. Great poise under pressure. Put the ball exactly where he had to put it. Single coverage all the way in blitz situation. There's the safety blitzing right there. Here it is, coming right at you. Right in the right-hand corner of the screen. Right over the outside shoulder. Good coverage. He was taking away the inside. They threw it to the outside.
So the 53-yard pass play to Jack Jackson sets up the short touchdown pass of 8 yards to Aubrey Hill. And the Gators climb right back in this baby.
Again, here's that same thing. You can see the pressure coming. See, he threw it out away from the defender, and Cliff Abraham couldn't get there. Number 2 couldn't get there to make the play. He likes that one. Oh, boy, says he goes. Oh, boy. I can't like it.
Now we get to check in on a bit of Steve Spurrier's strategy. He told me yesterday that he just wasn't sure that he wanted to kick the ball off to a young man by the name of Tamarick Vanover. That there's a possibility that he'd wind up pooch kicking it in this situation. Vanover, the electrifying young man from right here, who took that opening kickoff back for a touchdown against Miami. There he is, the young man who goes deep with Tiger McMillan.
He might have been the most highly recruited guy or most competitive recruit around last year. Everybody wanted this guy.
Number 38, Ryan.
Miami was drooling to get their hands on him as Hill
almost went there.
Puts him on the board, and now Ryan Ruland will kick it off, and we will see what the Gators have elected to do here. Vanover has moved up to the 10-yard line, and they're going to take it deep. They're going to let him bring it up. Here he comes. Vanover explodes to the middle. Hayes at midfield. One man to beat. Vanover in a foot race. And out of bounds. Larry Kennedy gets an angle, and wouldn't Spurrier love to have that decision all over again?
It wasn't a real good kick, but it was up in the air high enough, Brent, that it should have been covered better than that. You'll see the wedge forming right in front right there. See, gets through people. Poor tackling effort right there by Spear. Here he comes over and gets him right there. No, he doesn't go out of bounds there. Oh, my gosh. Electrifying football player.
He's a wonderful impact player.
See, the other thing he does, Brent, is he attacks the coverage people. He just goes after them.
Now, time running down on Florida State. So with the 25-second clock almost expiring, instead of taking the 5-yard penalty, Florida State uses a timeout. And when you come back, it'll be 1st and goal.
At BASF, we don't make the skates. We make them ride smoother. We don't make the shampoo. We make it gentler. We don't make the music. We make it clearer. We don't make the surfboard. We make it stronger. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
It's gone. But it isn't.
Here's strong medicine in a cough drop. Extra strength Vicks. With Vicks Vapor Medicine so effective, it'll relieve your cough and help your scratchy throat and stuffy nose feel better, even after the drop is gone.
The Black & Decker Air Station. It has all the pressure you need to inflate anything. Fast. The Black & Decker Air Station. Always at your service.
Don't mind football if I'm not playing. Don't mind a tackle, ain't my bones paying. Don't fill me up with expectations. I got what I want, no invitations. Just get on it like
Tamarick Vanover. Remember this name. When they tested him as he checked into Florida State, he had a higher vertical leap than one Deion Sanders, and he ran the 40 just a tick faster. You're looking at one of the next emerging superstars in college football, number 80, and that was an 80-yard return. He's already run 2 back for touchdowns.
94 yards apiece.
Under center is Ward. And Jackson goes over on the wing. Floyd, the running back. Floyd hammers into the heart of that defense, and it is going to be 2nd and goal.
See, what Brad Scott, the offensive coordinator for Florida State, told me that we're going to try to do down here is keep them spread out, shift out of the shotgun, make the defense reduce, get at least 5 to 6 guys covering receivers rather than defending the run. Look at their shielding. The signal callers here so the people across the field can't see the offensive play signal.
Folks, the people across the field are not fans. That's the Florida coaches.
That's right. There's a Ward.
And Ward's going to scamper out of it to the 3-yard line. Mark Jones, what in the world's going on over there?
Espionage, guys. Florida State is so concerned with Florida stealing its offensive signals that when the coaches send in the signals, they have players hold up a big coat, an overcoat, to shield them from the Florida side of the field. I'm telling you, it's big-time football espionage.
Olé! Rush that coat down there. How would you like to have a scholarship? There's Mr. Berry. He's holding up the coat, and that's all. You shield. That's your job. You get to keep your scholarship if they don't steal a signal. Now it is 3rd and goal for Florida State, up 14-7. A fake, and there was a whistle. Illegal procedure against Florida State, and so they are hurting themselves down here.
Well, they came in the game the 8th most penalized team in the conference. Dead ball. About the only thing that penalty does is give them a little more room to throw the ball. The receivers a little more room to operate. Defensive people more area to have to cover.
I'll take care of it, Coach. You know, you're from the George Allen School. You guys never had any espionage. Me and Ed Fell.
You're an old Chicago Bear guy. You know about that stuff.
Now, 3rd and goal for Florida State. Ward stands tall, incomplete. I'm going to tell you, Vanover was all alone. Nobody was within 5 yards, and Ward could have just drilled him right between the numbers and got a little bit high here.
Vanover is wide to your left here. You see him coming on a crossing pattern. He reads the coverage now. See him settle down in the zone there. He reads it. He reads it. There it is. He should have made that catch. That catch he would have made. Maybe he's a little bit tired from returning that kickoff.
Here's a sight that Florida State fans don't enjoy, and that is the field goal from any distance. The annual Wide Right Classic will be played here in Tallahassee next year. Miami and Florida State, you're all invited. This is a 26-yarder from Howard. He's got that one.
Hey, Brent, believe this or not, that's the first field goal made at home since October 10th.
Bobby Bowden and Maury will take it.
Hey, let's take another look at that. He's got to be happy. Poor kickers have so much pressure on him. Here he goes. He pops that one through. October 10th versus North Carolina State was the last time. Look at Bobby. He's got to find him. Go give him a hug. Hey, I love kickers, he's saying.
A 10-point lead for Florida State. They were up by 14. The Gators scored their only touchdown off their last drive.
The Gators have done some clever things with their passing game to get people open deep. They know what they're doing. It's sophisticated, and they put things in game plans because the little things they recognize defenders doing, they just have missed them. They hit them the one time, but they've missed them the other times. They've got the wind of the back now, though.
Jack Jackson goes back deep for Steve Spurrier along with Houston. And the busy right leg of Maury in action again. This one fielded. At the 6-yard line by Houston. Big alley over here on the left. Anything Vanover can do, I can come within about 40 yards of. And he is chucked out of bounds, and words are exchanged there after a 40-yard return. Corey Sawyer getting him out of bounds.
There's a couple principles that you have to apply in covering a kickoff properly. Number one, you start out defensing the field because you don't know where it's going. Once you recognize where it's going, you start defensing the ball. See, no one's defensing the ball. They're still spread out across the field. Not enough jerseys over here. Good return, good blocking on the return. Unbalanced line, Brent.
And a 1st and 10 at the 45. Eric Rhett. And the defense was ready. Palmer leads the way, and Jones follows up. You know, at the Bighorn Golf Club in Palm Desert, California, as soon as we finish, the first day of the Skins, Freddie Couples, Tom Kite, Greg Norman, and Payne Stewart. Folks, we may have to show the Skins game in prime time tonight. This first quarter has taken us 1 hour. We got to move it along here. Shane Matthews. Slot man to the right. Reverse. Here comes the reverse fumble. Florida State has recovered. Derek Alexander pounces on the fumble.
Look at this speed. I cannot believe it. The flanker back running the reverse knocked the ball out of the running back, handing it off. Now watch it here. Oh, he flipped it to him. See, he just flipped it to him. Obviously, haven't worked on the execution of that play often enough.
Actually, the reverses are pretty much a staple of what the Gators do, Dick. When I was watching the South Carolina tape, they did show that play. Here comes the blitz. They've got Ward for the blind side. They hit him on the release. And it's an incomplete pass. That was big Carlton Miles, the leading tackler. And he is quite a story. Here's a young man who injured his back in the Sugar Bowl, underwent back surgery, and he has come back to be the leading tackler for the Gators. He just comes in unblocked and uncovered, and Ward never knew he was coming.
They must have moved the defense in a way that they couldn't audible the protection back to pick him up, Brent.
Dick, the arm was coming forward on that. That's why the decision of the incomplete pass in that situation. Off a play fake. Ward gets plenty of time and throws complete to Knox. And Knox is out at the 24-yard line.
That was a big, big time throw. Play action away from the direction you're throwing the ball. Given time, he works deep, deep, deep downfield, and he throws it across field right where he has to throw it. Beautiful throw.
It's kind of interesting that the only way they have gotten intense pressure on him was that blitz that time by Miles, because the offensive line of the Seminoles holding up very well in this game so far, aren't they?
Yes, they're doing a good job.
Now here's Ward. You see what a job that offensive line is doing? Firing incomplete because Groh came right over and knocked the ball away from McCorvey. Fine defensive play by Groh. The first quarter comes to an end in Tallahassee. 17-7, the Seminoles up by 10.
Drive an imitation when you can drive the vehicle that originated the species. Chevy Blazer.
No better way to face the day.
It's another non-stop day, so start out with Speed Stick, the wide stick. It's long-lasting protection against wetness and odor. It's 110% protection that helps you feel cool and confident all day. That's why more men face their day with Speed Stick.
No better way to face the day.
Speed Stick, 110% protection.
There's one battery that backs you with free jumpstart service anywhere for any reason. Die Hard.
Can't believe I left my lights on.
Sears Die Hard, the battery you can count on to give you more power when you need it most.
At BASF, we help make carpet you can work with.
Good night.
And carpet you can live with.
Honey, I'm home.
At BASF, we don't make the carpet, we make it better.
Gifts you want at prices you can afford. You'll find it all at your Christmas electronics store.
Did you ever wonder why young men want to play college football? It requires hours of hard work, discipline, and tough physical demands. A College Football Association survey finds that 90% play the game because they enjoy it. And 96% also believe that a college degree is important. Remember when you watch college football that the players are tackling an education as well as a game.
America wins with college football.
Dick, on second review, this could have been called a fumble.
I think it is. Concentrate on the blue glove on Carlton Miles' hand as he comes up. He actually knocks the ball out right there, see? That was a fumble.
But it is ruled an incomplete pass. The Seminoles drive alive. A 2nd and 10. They're at the Gators' 24-yard line. And Ward will open up in the shotgun.
They're coming again.
Ward. Quick strike to Knox at the 16-yard line. Here are the numbers from the first quarter.
Well, obviously, Florida State is dominating. They've doubled the total offense right there. Look at rushing yards, -3 for Florida. And, you know, it would be great if they could generate some kind of running game because that would allow them to keep Florida State's offense off the field. But being dominated right now offensively by Florida State.
Number 81, Kevin Knox, has caught 6 passes for Coach Bobby Bowden for 78 yards already. Now the handoff and squirting right straight ahead is Tiger McMillan. That gives Florida State a 1st and 10.
This blending by the offensive coordinator, Brad Scott, of the shotgun 3-receiver formation and shifting to the I formation is a very good blend, Brent. It really does. It keeps that defense spread out, eliminates the 8-man front that Florida likes to run defensively. Good game plan.
Huge difference on first downs in this game so far. Now let's see what the Seminoles come up with here. They're getting almost 7 yards a pop on first down. Ward hands off. McMillan was slipping as he came to the line, and not much on first down that time. Robinson, Gunter were there.
If I were in the press box as an offensive coach for Florida State now, I'd call down, hey, go ahead and run the backside keeper because no one's watching him coming out backside. There was no one. He was coming out there with a fake. Charlie Ward was, and there was no one checking to see if he had the football. He would have walked in.
Vanover, McCorvey, Knox, and Baker are the Seminoles' 4 wide receivers. McMillan, the lone running back for the quarterback's left. McMillan slips off. There are 5 receivers in this pattern, and he throws a strike, and there's a penalty down at the 2-yard line. Knox with his 7th catch of the game, and a penalty flag flying at the 2-yard line as Hatch was draped over the receiver.
He was right there. He just got there a little bit early, Brent. Hatch did. Number 18. Young man out of California, believe it or not. Long Beach, California. JC All-American out there.
Interference against the defense is refused. A first down inside the 2.
So a 1st and goal for the Seminoles.
See, he throws a little curl stop pattern. He gets it there in good rhythm. But down there, see, the defender doesn't have to back up. So here's Hatch. He's charging it. See, and he gets there just a little bit early. So you don't want to take the penalty because that just splits the difference between where you had the ball and the goal line. Here you get it right up there.
Crockett loads the backfield wing right. They frequently run behind him. This time they'll run away from him. There's a penalty flag down. The dive by McMillan into the end zone, but a penalty on the play, so hold on. A touchdown.
I'll tell you, Brad Scott, the offensive coordinator, told me that William Floyd, number 44, the fullback, is our contact player. Watch the fullback right here make that block. Isn't that a dandy? See right here? Boy, run that again. Let's show these people how people should block. Good job. Then he gets a little shove at the end. Boy, what a nice block.
And McMillan took it over the top into the end zone.
William Floyd. See, he used his shoulder pads properly, had his knees bent properly, his head up properly. Boy, good blocker.
Mowry adds the extra point. Florida State 24, Florida 7.
When you publish thousands of newsletters a week, color is out of the question.
Invest in the fastest highlight color laser printer and come to a different conclusion. Intelligent color for any document, only from Xerox.
Our sales figures were confusing. No one understood them.
With our digital color copier, you get the clarity of color with the stroke of a pen and touch of a screen. Intelligent color for any document, only from Xerox.
These cars seem pretty much the same. But the more you get to know Chevy Lumina Euro, the more you realize you get more car for your money. Like a bigger standard engine, standard anti-lock brakes, air conditioning, and more room. Lumina even has a higher resale value than Taurus. More car for your money when you buy it, more money for your car when you sell it. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
State Farm tracks dangerous storms.
That helps State Farm agents like me deliver fast claim service. You see, before a catastrophic storm can threaten your home, our national coordinators are tracking that storm and sending in special disaster claims crews. Our local claims people are already gearing up. A hurricane or a kitchen fire, State Farm moves fast. It's a big reason we insure more homes than anyone else.
State Farm is there.
Brent Couples, Tom Kite, Greg Norman, and Payne Stewart. 4 of golf's leading men see who's the king of swing in the Skins game. Next on ABC Sports.
Scoring on its last 4 possessions, Florida State moves out to a 24-7 lead on the Florida Gators. Gainesville about 2.5 hours away from here, and here's the busiest man in the ballpark, Mowry. The ball on the tee again.
You know, their coverage hasn't been real good either.
Houston from the 7. Houston to the left. Slips a tackle down at the 23-yard line.
Harrison Houston. Take one more look at that touchdown. You'll see number 33 right in front of him is 44, William Floyd. Now follow him as he makes the block on Marquette Oliver, number 8. Look at that block. That's why plays are successful in the goal line area. Boy, that's a devastating block right there. He's going over on his back. And he's going in the end zone.
Shane Matthews brings the Gators up to the line. Off a fake. Throws to his fullback Randolph. And he is bulldog after a gain of a few yards. You know, one of the things to keep in mind regarding Bobby Bowden is this team is not out of the chase for what would be his first national championship. And we asked him if he is using that and talking to the team about it.
There's a thread. There's a thread that we could end up playing for a national championship. You know, somebody else has got to die for it to happen to us. You know, Alabama or Miami or A&M, somebody'd have to slip. But I like to hang on that thread for our players to motivate them.
Marvin Jones didn't need any additional motivation right there as he buried the receiver after that reception. So Florida State is in the position today of trying to beat their arch rival, humiliate them, if you will, and see if they can jump up in the standings and then sit back and pull for Florida next week to beat Alabama in the Southeastern Conference Championship game. Might be the first time that a Seminole ever sat at home and pulled for a Gator. Now it is third down against Jones in this Seminole defense. Matthews, incomplete, and Mark Jones, you've got a very interested viewer down there on the sideline of this defense.
I sure do, Brent. You know, remember, a vote for Marvin Jones is a vote for change, okay? He's up for numerous postseason awards. I'm with his brother, Fred Jones. Fred, is Marvin going to stay in school or not? What do you think?
Well, right now it's a tough decision. We just try to let him finish the year, see how all the awards end, and at that time we'll make that decision.
Brother knows best, right? Big brother.
Absolutely, big brother.
I always told him, and I keep preaching that to him, and but he's doing well, and I just wish the best for him.
Okay, back up to you guys. Thanks.
And big brother wore the same number. He played here at Florida State. They're out of Miami. They're going to throw a fake punt, and it is incomplete with penalty flags flying.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Pass was intended for number 16,
Oh, I can see throwing the punt pass when there's no one defending your receiver out there, but they're in bump and run coverage.
Defense, automatic first down at the spot.
I guess that's good coaching. He knew he was going to get the penalty called.
Folks, this is one of the few times from 4th and 8 on your own 25-yard line that you will see the fake punt. They ran out there into the arms of the coverage man. They drew the interference call, and it's a fresh set of downs for Spurrier and the Gators. So whatever works, right? 1st and 10 now. Houston, the motion man. Matthews with a deep drop. Gets time. Goes deep, and Jackson had the ball come right through his hands. Had a shot at it.
He should have made that catch. That was thrown right where it had to be thrown, out in front of the defenders. Again, the play action is preventing the free safety from getting back where he belongs. He should be deeper than any receiver. See, he's already behind him right there. See, that's a catchable football. You know, you're going back to that fake punt pass. I promise you that they put that in on purpose, expecting to get the pass interference call because the defender was preventing him from getting downfield to cover the punt.
So it was a very well-executed play. They were inside of 10 yards needed for the first down. Superbly pulled off, almost intercepted. That was Corey Sawyer, who has one of the most remarkable statistics in college football this year. That would have been his 8th interception, all of them on diving plays like that. He doesn't have a single yard returning after intercepting 7 passes. Just unbelievable.
He had great jump on the ball. Look at the ground he covered as that ball was in the air, thrown out there that flat. He just sitting there waiting for it. He's done a real nice job. 7 interceptions, number 2 in the country.
3rd down and 10. Matthews, and the whistle was blown.
Tip off leg.
You know, Brent, Shane told me yesterday they weren't going to audible, but there were times he was going to signal different patterns to receivers as he saw the coverage. And when you're doing that, that all takes clock time.
Third and 15, a costly 5-yard penalty for the Gators. It's a no back, 5 receivers. Matthews goes deep down the middle and incomplete. And Florida will bring the punt team onto the field again, and this time the 10-yard penalty won't help.
You know, Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator for Florida State's game plan of eyeballing the running back left in the backfield and attacking him regardless of what the coverage, even zone, when he comes out of the backfield to pick him up. That's how Marvin Jones made that good hit a little while ago. It's really effective in defensing this kind of offense.
Shane Edge standing at the Gators 16.
That's a return type ball, Brent.
Sawyer's got it at the 20, and there's a penalty down. How many flags are we going to have here as Sawyer? And there's a second one as Sawyer got to the 43.
You know, with the number of penalties we see on punt returns and kick returns, they almost all eliminate the play. They never get to do them anymore. Nine times out of 10, it's a push in the back. What happens is the return team allows the coverage guy to get too far behind him or beyond him, and then shove from behind. They're a little late in their blocks. There it is, right to the right side of your screen right here. That's where the first one took place, but we saw about 3 hankies out there. There's one.
Of course, the one that's furthest downfield, which is a hold.
Holding from the back. Believe me. Hey, Coach Bowden, you know, it's amazing the enthusiasm that he has for a man 63 years. He told me yesterday he has no intention of getting out of coaching. No intention. I think he wants all the alums to know that, too. He's really enjoying it. He says he has a great staff and really having fun.
You can stick around a lot of years if they don't have to play Miami several times a season.
Out here we work part-time and play full-time.
I was 18, didn't have a care, working for peanuts, not a dime to spare.
To get the most fun out of every dollar, get into America's best-selling first truck. S10 pickup for around $8,000 from Chevrolet. The most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Like a rock, oh, like a rock. Well, be-bop-a-doo.
It seems Europeans have a passion for certain things American. And one of them happens to be the reliable, efficient delivery of a certain American delivery company, UPS. Fact is, we've built the most comprehensive delivery network in Europe. So next time you need something shipped there, use the outfit the Europeans find, well, so fashionable. UPS. We run the tightest ship in Europe.
Hey, want to taste a couple of beers?
Sure. You bet.
So which do you prefer?
This one.
That's a beer. Here's Budweiser, and this is Coors Extra Gold.
Oh, whoa!
What if I told you Coors Extra Gold was brewed far longer than Bud?
I had no idea.
70% longer.
I guess there's surprises all the time.
Slow brewed for that real beer flavor and color, the way beer was meant to be, which may be why 58% of Bud drinkers prefer Coors Extra Gold.
Be 90%.
Coors Extra Gold. If you're missing real taste, beer is back.
Incredible! These are awesome facts.
Tallahassee, the capital of Florida. The old Capitol building here has been restored and is now a museum. And the new building is the newest state capitol. It was opened in 1977, 512 feet above sea level here, rising above the downtown skyline. They're loving what the Seminoles are doing right now. 1st and 10, and Charlie Ward did not fool the defense as Carlton Miles smashed into the running back. Shane Matthews encountering some problems against that Seminole defense here this afternoon. Jackson and Floyd with the Florida State running backs. Ward up under center this time. Deep drop, steps up as an open man is running back Jackson, and he's down at the 23-yard line with Monty Grove there defensively.
Ron Zook's defense went to a double zone and just played it loose, had 2 deep, and then rushed 4 people, covered 5 underneath. Really did the intelligent thing. Didn't try to force it downfield, just take what they give you.
Now the fast break. Here comes the blitz. Miles got him on the release. Up in the air and incomplete. As Kennedy going one-on-one with the blitz on. He held up against the wide receiver.
But you notice he's always throwing the ball where it's close enough to be caught. That one was a little bit high. Here comes the blitz. Carlton, number 31 around, gets him right up in the back. He still gets it off. He got it off. He can take a hit. For a basketball player, he's a pretty tough guy, Brent.
For the University of Florida.
John Wimberly. Lousy punt. And Florida winds up with good field position.
They came after that, but I don't think they hit it.
Hey, Dick, as we get ready, we take a look at this. I'll handle this. There's a phone call from a fellow by the name of Carl Malone. Wants to talk to you about what you're saying.
Yeah, now my producer, ex-basketball player, is getting in my ear. Huh?
Here's Shaquille O'Neal down here, too. He wants to see it.
Hey,
Patrick Ewing's down there in front, too.
But you can't knock him down like that.
First and 10 for the Gators. And here's Matthews.
Now on that deep handoff to Eric Rhett. And he is tackled by Derek Alexander.
They're getting penetration now. They're just knocking the offensive lineman back, and not much you can do.
What do you like tonight, Notre Dame or SC, Coach?
Notre Dame. Notre Dame. But, you know, we saw SC, and we thought they were a very good football team. But Notre Dame...
I'm laughing.
Why is that?
And the UCLA man would never pick USC and beat anybody. It's at 8 Eastern time. I apologize to Trojan fans everywhere. It's second down.
Now Matthews, against the pressure, had to just throw it away as Smith was barreling in on him. Now there is where Bobby Bowden's son is coaching at Samford, and they're having difficulty in that game.
His other son was the offensive coordinator at Auburn.
He's got his own problems.
He's got his own problems.
Football family.
And his wife knows as much about the game as anybody.
Now it's third down. 5 receivers going out for the Gators. Spurrier trying to spark this offense if he can. They're coming. It's Brooks. He's picked up. Fire, and it is complete. Throwing to the sideline and Aubrey Hill.
No, he called that pattern on the line of scrimmage because he saw the blitz coming. He saw the man-in-man, and he signaled him. See, now, 4 across like that usually indicates man-to-man coverage. He sees it. He wants the corner pattern against the one-on-one. See the delay pattern up on top, draws the coverage. There it is in there behind it. Good job. Good poise by quarterback.
Goes from the end of the pass.
So a penalty being tacked on for roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer penalty.
And this will move the ball down to the 20-yard line.
You know, when you have somebody on the ropes, you shouldn't let them up. See, they have Florida on the ropes now. To get roughing the passer penalties like this, oh, yeah, that's stupid. I mean, that's stupid.
Rhett, the running back. On first down, they hand it off, and he gets to the 19-yard line.
Both of these teams being penalized quite a few times, and both teams came into the ball game as the most penalized teams in the league. Actually, Florida came in as last in the conference in being penalized.
This is the home of the Tomahawk Chop. It's an imitation in Atlanta. Matthews going to get it back. Little razzle-dazzle. Steps away from the defender and now gets it to his tight end. Charlie Dean inside the 10-yard line, and Clifton Abraham defending the play. And the Gators have used this play several times this year, too.
I'll tell you, he has them all. Watch the handoff here to toss it back. Now watch it, give it back to him. Now the tight end will be to the left side of your screen. He didn't want to go there. The coverage didn't take it. Good pressure. He finds good presence of mind to locate the other receiver. No panic. Here's Dean. He picks it up. Good job by Clarence Dean.
first and goal from the Seminoles 8-yard line. Matthews under pressure to throw back to Dean, who will walk into the end zone for 6. Clever.
Good coaching, Coach Spurrier. All right, now you watch everybody flow right. Here's the tight end sitting right here. Here, he's going to get out there. Watch him. See, they see him slow block to the left, meaning they thought he was going to block, so the defender released him. Here he is. They put it in the game plan because they knew that's how the defense would react. Good coaching.
And Judd Davis adds the extra point. It's a 10-point lead by the Seminoles, 24-14. The big play was the 15-yard personal foul tacked on after the completed pass.
Chevrolet announces just about the last thing you'd expect from a car company. Lower prices. Believe it or not, this is for real. Chevrolet is lowering the price of every new 1993 Cavalier Coupe, sedan, wagon, and Z24 Coupe. No gimmicks or hassles, just straight talk and lower prices. Surprised? You shouldn't be. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
After football, I went back to Kansas and got my master's in education because I believe education unlocks a promise in each of us. The College Football Association and Hitachi feels the same way. They have created the Hitachi Promise of Tomorrow Scholarship to encourage students to become quality teachers because it's our children who are the promise of tomorrow.
Hitachi, proud sponsor of the College Football Association. Hitachi's Promise of Tomorrow program gives teaching scholarships to all 67 CFA members.
From opera to oil paint, modern dance to motion pictures, Florida State University is a leader in the visual and performing arts. Internationally renowned programs. A distinguished faculty preparing talented students to be artists, performers, teachers, and scholars. Applauding artistic and academic achievement at Florida State University.
You talk about the... So we're back in Tallahassee with the Seminoles leading by 10, and now the Tamarick Vanover story. The second chapter. Will the Gators take their chances again with Ryan Ruland, or this time will they kick it short? Let's see what happens.
Well, they have the wind at the back this time anyway, Brent. If he really nails it, it'll put him back into the end zone. I'd kick it on the ground. I'd squib the darn thing. He popped it up.
Here it comes. From the 1, up the middle, 20, 25, Vanover breaks loose. Midfield free again. This is amazing to me.
And you know something?
This is a 75-yard kickoff return. And folks, those are not slow players coming downfield for the Gators either.
See, the wedge did a real good job there, created that hole, and the white jerseys aren't constricting on the ball. They're staying spread out too long. Too long. They've got to locate the ball, come through it with their inside shoulder, and get after it.
A couple of choruses of Macho Man, I guess.
I don't know. You're going to try to prove a point.
Who was it used to kick it off to the Rocket? Was that my guy, Bo Schimbucker, who kept doing that whenever Michigan had played Notre Dame? Here's a pop to Knox. He is having a field day. Out at the 12-yard line. And let's quickly check in with John Saunders in New York. John?
Brent, another in-state rivalry, Mississippi State and Ole Miss. Michael Davis here, 7 yards up the gut to give them a 7-0 lead. Mississippi State headed to the Peach Bowl. Ole Miss to the Liberty. Back to you, Brent.
All right, John, and that figures to be quite a war over there in Mississippi. Two pretty good Southeastern Conference teams going at it. And here, Florida State threatening again after another huge kickoff return by Vanover. Diving catch by Knox at the 5-yard line.
How many is that for Knox now?
He has caught 9 passes for 106 yards, according to our instant stats man, George Hill.
You know what they're doing? When they single him up over there, they get the regular depth in the route and throw it to him. When they go double zone, he's just sinking in front of the rolled up corner who's sagging, and they're just throwing the little 4 or 5 yarder to him. Down here, there's not that much room.
It's amazing that they use the shotgun inside the 10-yard line. You just don't see that very often in football. That's how comfortable Ward is in this attack.
Well, Brent, the reason they're doing it is they want to spread out, and it gives him scramble room. If he can't throw, they have defenders spread out. This is what the coach told me, and allows him to scramble his way into the end zone.
That time it was Baker, the receiver. You know, Bobby Bowden, he has not been an advocate of the shotgun through the years. They had to convince him that this was the formation that the Seminoles needed to use. He likes that 2-back, get into the eye, a little bit of muscle, but they have turned Ward loose. There's no question the coaches from Bowden on down will tell you this is his baby to operate. And here he comes on the sprint out to the right. It's Ward in a foot race, dives for a touchdown.
For that one, Brent. You could see that from the press box, as I said earlier. The only thing he did is he came out of his fake a little too deep, and it took him too long to get outside.
Mauer. So, folks, kicking the ball off to Vanover has now cost the Gators 10 points. They kicked a field goal after the first one. They score a touchdown this time.
Taking a look from the reverse angle. See, ball goes away. No one in contained position. He comes out. See, he came out so deep. Yes, option to run or pass. If he comes out quicker and flatter, he walks in. Good effort. Good speed. Here it is again. Now watch flow. See, all the white jerseys, they're going to go in there. They're going to make the play. No contained position. See, they still haven't found the ball. Here he is back outside. Good speed, outrunning Montegro to get it in the end zone.
Texas A&M is hopeful that they will not kick the ball off to Vanover one more time. Down we go to Mark Jones. Mark?
Yeah, Brent, Dick, just a footnote to that kickoff story. In Vanover, with the wind at their backs, the Florida kicker told me that they just tried to kick it out of the end zone, and they were aiming for the hash mark away from Vanover. But simply put, he says, hey, it didn't make it.
And the Seminoles switched the return formation, Mark, at the last instant. They dropped Vanover back in a single deep safety. They had been setting up with 2 deep backs. They altered it at the last second before Florida could see it, and they were all set to get that ball into Vanover's hands if they could, and that's what they wound up with. So I think Dick Vermeil might have the answer, just kick it along the ground here for a while. Now it'll be Mauer. This one from Houston. Houston going wide to the left side, turns upfield, and he is down at the 26-yard line where it will be first down for the Gators.
Off the play by Steve Gilmer.
You know, you can get in streaks in covering kickoffs, Brent. I can remember in my coaching career, you go through a streak where you're just doing an outstanding job of covering, and then you go through with the same people, same kicker, everything doing right. All of a sudden, you're giving up kickoff returns way beyond what you were in the past.
Jack Jackson and Everett, the wide receivers for the Gators. Rhett, the running back, moves into motion over to the short side of the field. Matthews hits Jack Jackson at the 30, and he spins to the 33-yard line with Henry there defensively.
Here's Houston heading toward the sideline. Watch that chain gang. They're getting out of the way. Whoop, they're getting out of there.
Now Matthews brings the Gators up to the line. Here's the toss to Rhett behind the handoff, and a beautiful hit by Mr. Marvin Jones, the chairman of the board.
That was beautifully attacked. Yes, he got some help, but boy, did he ever get there. This is how you should play middle linebacker.
He is also shaken up on the play. Let's see.
Here he is right here. Watch him attack this. Inside out. Good course. Wham. That time he got his head across the bow, didn't he?
Hello, Sunday afternoon.
And the Bank of America.
Here's a sprint out, and the pass is completed to Everett at the 40-yard line. We were speaking of Sunday. Let's remind you about our Monday nighter at 9 Eastern time. Folks, if John Elway's not healthy, this one might be a scoreless tie. Broncos and the Seahawks.
The Seahawks are playing good defense. Tom Catlin's defense is playing pretty well, but they just aren't scoring any points.
Tough for them to hold up with that offense. Oh, my.
They're getting some guys back, though. They've got a healthy quarterback again.
Now Matthews out to the left, and this is complete to Willie Jackson, the leading receiver in the Southeastern Conference. And he steps free and gets a first down as we send you to New York and John Simon. John.
Right in the Southwest Conference, Jimmy Klingler of Houston here looking for Keith Jack. Across the middle, he nails him for the touchdown, 18 yards. And Houston leading Rice, 10-7. Brent, back to you.
And John, his brother, David Klingler, moves in behind center for the Cincinnati Bengals. Quarterback change there in the NFL. Been a tough year on quarterbacks. Now 1st and 10, and Matthews sprinting to the right. And incomplete. Ball hit the ground.
I know Shane's showing pretty good mobility considering he had that big toe stepped on earlier in the ballgame, and they had to tape it up. He got flush. He got pressure out from the outside. Good coverage downfield. See the pressure coming around the outside. There's Sears right there. And he starts moving. He's not limping on that bad foot. Showing good mobility here.
So Matthews comes up against Jones and the Seminole defense. 3 down linemen for Florida State this time on 2nd and 10. Offensive line holds up, deflected, incomplete, off of Rhett's hands with Jones there defensively.
Good defensive call by Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator. You picked it up right away, Brent. You said 3 down linemen. See, that way they only rushed 3. They covered 5 across underneath and went 2 deep. Boy, tough to throw that.
As a result, Dick, it is 3rd and 10 now for Florida. Matthews brings up 1 running back and 3 wide receivers set to his right, and Florida State will rush 4. The Gators offensive line holds up. Matthews delivers a strike to Everett, and Everett is inside the 35-yard line for a Florida first down.
Shane Matthews is impressive. You can see why he's completed 60% of his passes in his career. Good job. See, they gave him time this time. They gave him time. He went in between the I&O coverage right here. You see 3 receivers to your left side of your screen here. See, he's working, and they're playing man coverage and bracketing that inside man. He read it. He stopped right there. Everett has the ball. Good job.
Nance checks in at nose guard for the Seminoles. An odd front with a 4-man rush. Try to get some heat on Matthews. Line holds up.
Got it.
Beautiful catch at the 15-yard line. Wonderful catch by Keller. Greg Keller, the tight end that time, keeps this drive going here late in the first half for Spurrier.
See, they don't go to the tight end very often. You fall asleep or defensively not concentrating. He's only caught 12 balls coming into the year. But boy, that was a beautiful throw. He had to get it up over the top of the defender. See that? Beautiful throw and good reach and jump there by Greg Keller.
1st and 10 for the Gators.
Coming after him.
And Matthews throws for the end zone, incomplete, and superb coverage by Fuller.
Great coverage, good reaction, good use of the hands to prevent the pass interference call. And again, I saw him do that same type of thing in that Miami game tape, Brent. This guy's a fine young corner.
Now over on the sideline, as we take another look at this with the defender just reaching over and making a great move by that time. Now the play is being signaled. Did you see that young man number 7 there? That's Danny Werfel. Sometimes it's a dummy signal, and he figures to be Spurrier's quarterback of the future. That's how he teaches him the system, by letting him signal in the plays from the sideline. and get comfortable. Overthrown and incomplete. And again, Abraham had the coverage on Everett. So there's the young man that Gator fans might as well get familiar with, number 7. He's going to get a huge chance to take over this Florida attack. Spurrier has done such a wonderful job with Shane Matthews, and it was Shane's father who played football at Mississippi that suggested that his son get an opportunity after a spring game when Spurrier took over. And Spurrier admittedly says that he really didn't consider Matthews as his leading candidate to become the quarterback. And all he winds up doing is throwing more touchdown passes than any quarterback in the history of the Southeastern Conference. Wonderful story. And Matthews goes down. And that's not such a wonderful story right there, is it?
He got his feet caught up underneath Gannett Crouch, the offensive center. That nose guard that time, I think, knocked the center back, and he stepped right on his feet. You'll see it right here, right in the middle of your screen, number 52. Now watch the feet. Oh, no, it's the left guard, right guard. It's the right guard, Jenny Watson's left foot. And I hope they didn't step on that bad foot.
Now Davis. This is a 36-yarder, not automatic, but the wind is at his back. Good. So Davis, who has come on as the starting kicker, he took over that job in the South Carolina game.
And now he's 3 for 3, Brent. He kicked a 31-yarder, he kicked a 46-yarder, now he kicks that one. And he popped it through. Boy, that's a good boost, good lift emotionally for the kids to go in at halftime now if they can slow Florida State down in this next 2.5 or 2-minute 5-second period. They've been running a 2-minute offense this whole half.
You know what Matthews is doing, who he's looking for? You know what he's yelling? He's saying, guys, do you suppose we could kick this one away from Vanover this time?
I think the defensive coordinator is saying the same thing. Coach,
there was the scoring drive. 12 plays, 54 yards in 4 minutes, and a 36-yard field goal. Well, here it is, an 80-yarder and a 76-yarder, and wants to turn on the afterburners.
You know, when you visit with the kid like we had the opportunity to do yesterday, he's a very quiet, shy young man. He doesn't come across as an extrovert in any way.
You can visit with him, folks, but you can't catch him.
No, that's right. That's about as close as you can get to him.
Now let's see what Ruland's got in mind here. There we go. Much better. Fielded at the 19-yard line. As long as it's not number 80, they're okay. He's got it out at the 35-yard line. You know, it's been a tough year on coaches. We had a chance to talk to Bobby Bowden about what the bottom line is in college athletics. I thought he had an interesting comment, and here it is.
That's the thing, the message we're not getting nowadays from up above across the nation is, hey, let's get those graduation rates up. Let's get better athletes there. And, hey, you watch their conduct. And let's do this, and let's do that. But we're going to fire you if you don't win. You're going to get fired if you don't win. You know, I don't like that message. It's not fair to the coaches.
I think it's worth thinking about when you win 8-7 games in any kind of a conference. And Dick Vermeil is going to join John Saunders, and coming up on the Prudential halftime report, we'll hear more on that particular story. And a nice story involving Temple. You hate to see that head coach lose his job, but Ron Dickerson gets a chance. Bill Cosby was involved in that, and so we're going to hear from him. Ron was down watching his son with Arkansas, a big win over LSU yesterday. Now Ward stepping up against pressure, hits Knox again, and what a great job that Knox has done here in the first half for the Seminoles. He has had 10 catches for 111 yards.
That's unbelievable. You know, and you roll the coverage up to them, then they throw it someplace else to one of the other skilled receivers. And that's the advantage of being in the double slot formation or 4 wide receivers. You can't double them all.
We've had 48 points scored so far. And a young man with a career day here in the first half. And timeout has been called by the Seminoles. So we can get an opportunity to remind you of what's coming up on the ABC television network.
Campaign against Florida Atlantic.
I'm Frank Gifford. Be with us this Monday night when Monday Night Football returns to the Kingdome in Seattle, Washington. Former Raiders head coach Tom Flores is attempting to get a young Seattle team with a rugged defense back to its winning ways, while the Denver Broncos are at an AFC West dogfight with the Kansas City Chiefs. Monday Night Football, 9 o'clock Eastern, here on ABC.
Sunday, if you haven't had your fill of Thanksgiving, here's more dressing and football. Let's talk turkey on America's funniest home videos. And in this corner, the Jackalope. And in this corner, a big bad mama. It's Jackalope Wrestling, only on America's Funniest People Sunday.
Well, Wayne Hogan, he's the SID here in Tallahassee. He went out of his way to ensure the fact that Dick Vermeil voted for Florida State at least number 3. He took him down to a Hooters last night, got him on a local TV show. What a campaign they waged down here. This is unbelievable, Dick.
You know, I didn't go alone, Mr. Butler.
Somebody had to drive the car. No, I don't know what the deal is. Here's the reverse.
And they've got it.
And it's Vanover again. So there are more ways to get the ball in his hands than just kickoffs. And he is to the 45-yard line.
You know, when you run a reverse like that, and they're not even a big I team anymore, you'll notice that they'll toss the ball to the tailback deep. See, now they toss it. Here comes Vanover. See, now they exchange right, freeze it right there. See, it was a handed. They didn't toss it like the last one that was fumbled. Now you see all the offensive linemen walling off over here to the left side of your screen. Well executed.
And Ward, with Miles closing in, hit on the delivery and out of bounds. Really, the most effective defender against Charlie Ward has been Carlton Miles. That's about the 3rd time that he's been able to reach him on the release and throw off the delivery.
That's right. Well, hey, pressure hurts everybody, but I'll tell you, this young man handles the pressure of a good rush as well as we've seen anybody do it this year.
Dick, he's also an excellent point guard for Coach Pat Kennedy. He really
also an excellent student, vice president of the student body, in fact. He's a politician.
You can see where I was talking about.
Now Ward.
Oh, my God, look at that hole.
Just takes off.
Get out of bounds.
And Ward to the 31-yard line.
He should have gotten out of bounds there. He would have stopped the clock.
Let's go down to Mark Jones. Mark?
Brent Dick, solution number 45 in stopping Vanover on those kickoff returns. I just overheard the Florida kicker Rulin talking about shaving down this portion of the kicking tee so he can sky the kickoffs and get it shallower so he cannot return them. They can try their luck. I don't know.
Can you see him down in there in the locker room and have shaving the baby down? There we go.
Just tape an aspirin on the kicker's head. He'll be all right.
Ward almost intercepted. Got that one in front of the receiver, and Spear took a crack at it and almost picked it off here in the final 27 seconds of the first half. And Miles was chasing Ward again. Mark?
Yeah, Brent, just a footnote to that T story. They're going to shave it down, and it is within the limits of the rule book. So they got the Black & Decker drill out here, and they're working on it.
Nothing ever illegal happens, Mark. You know that.
Well, the lower the tee, the lower the kick.
So now Ward comes up under center. This is an important defensive stand for the Gators, by the way, here late in the first half. If they can keep him out of the end zone this time. Ward gonna try to put 6 in. Incomplete. Good defense. Vanover was defended that time beautifully by Kennedy.
Larry Kennedy did a good job. He has 2 passes and interceptions coming into the game, and he's batted 5 away, and he just batted 1 away from a real talented receiver. There's Vanover, number 80. Now, so he's going to work across the field. He works up. Now watch him go to the post. Here he goes to the post. Corner stays in good position on him there. Looking back all the way, timing his jump. Good job. This guy wants to be an IRS agent. Looks like he'd be pretty good at it.
Now Ward pulls out. Throws back. Vanover with a diving catch inside the 5.
What a throw. What a throw. I've heard some people question this young man's throwing ability. It's just a scrambler and all that. See, he went after him again. He threw it low and in front of where Kennedy this time could not come and get it. Different coverage, different kind of coverage. See, it's loose zone now. He's just reading back. But see, he threw it out in front of him and pulled in there. You'd like to have a safety come in and make that play.
Ward stopping the clock with 9 seconds to go after that 26-yard pass has given him a chance. So Vanover with 2 spectacular kickoff returns, then a reverse, and now a 26-yard reception. There's his combined yardage for the day. He is over 200 yards for the first half of this game. And he is a freshman.
Let's start a Heisman hype right now. We're the first ones to say it, Brent. You're usually pretty good at that, you know. I can't believe we let it go this long without saying that.
I was just getting ready to use that in the second half in case it was a blowout. There's the handoff to Floyd, battling for the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State.
This is the best team in the country.
Excuse me?
I said, this is the best team in the country, Brent. It really is.
It didn't count what happened down at the Orange Bowl?
No, hey, all these things. This is the best team in the country.
Am I missing something?
Yeah. Hey, we've seen Miami. Miami's a good football team, yeah? Long time ago. Long time ago.
Maury.
You know, the thing is, Brent, the world's champion NFL football team last year, the Redskins, lost a couple games in the regular season, going on into the playoffs, and ended up being considered the #1 team in the world. Yeah. This college football team right now, all aspects, offense and defense, and their kick return teams, they've got to be the best team in the country.
Hogan did a great job on you.
No, Hogan's your buddy.
38-17. So now I want to get this straight. You would vote for them ahead of Miami.
Yes.
They've beaten them already once. And Alabama with Curry and Copeland on the corners.
Alabama has a great defense. But, you know, and Gene Stallings will tell you, we're hurting a little bit on offense. This team is a complete football team.
It was the shotgun that did it.
No, I talked to you about that already. I said it's helped him. He's just matured as a quarterback, and they can take advantage of all these other skilled athletes that they do have, and they play great defense.
Talk about a tough 2-game schedule. He leaves Tallahassee and has to get ready for Birmingham in the first Southeastern Conference Championship game. They'll try to defend their title there. The winner will go on to the Sugar Bowl. I want to tell you what's happening here in the first half, folks. It would seem to me that Georgia's chances for the Citrus Bowl, if they beat Georgia Tech, would be improving with each point that Florida State puts up on the board. Now time running out here on the first half, and the Seminoles did not give Florida an opportunity for a long return. There it is. Listen to this crowd.
This year, and I think that they've got a legitimate shot at laying stake to the #1 claim. They've got their own Marvin Jones and Marcus Buckley, who was a nominee for the 2 defensive awards, and they've got a lot of offensive talent with the 2 running backs, Hill and Thomas, and I think Texas A&M may be the best team in the country. Pardon me.
Well, there's a vote for the unbeaten Aggies of Texas A&M, and somewhere, folks, a fellow by the name of Burt Reynolds is loving this one. It's 38-17 his Seminoles.
CFA College Football, brought to you by the Heartbeat of America, Chevrolet, and your local Chevy dealer. And by UPS, for reliable on-time delivery throughout Europe and around the world. You can trust UPS. We'll return with halftime activities after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Before you buy a new truck, think about the day you'll sell it.
Stood there boldly, sweating in the sun. Felt like a million, felt like #1, like a round.
Chevy trucks, for the highest resale value of any trucks in the business.
Like a round.
Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Braun introduces Flex Control, the first electric shaver with a pivoting head. Flex Control automatically adjusts to every contour of your face. Under the chin, under the lip, that tricky spot under your nose. you'll get the closest Braun shave yet. Flex Control from Braun. The last word in shavers.
RCA 52-inch projection screen home theater. It's bigger and brighter than almost anything out there.
Come on, Roseanne, can't I have my own TV show?
No.
Please? I'll take acting lessons and I'll look real professional and stuff.
No.
I won't make you watch any more of my HBO specials.
No.
I'll quit hanging around down at your show.
Okay.
Tom Arnold stars in the Jackie Thomas Show, premiering Tuesday after Roseanne.
Thanks, Rosie. Hey, can I be in your next movie?
No.
Dodge announces a custom-tailored truck just for the South. The Southern Edition Dodge Dakota. With a 180-horsepower Magnum V6 engine. Plus over $3,000 in options at no extra charge. Like air, power steering, stereo cassette, style steel wheels, and more. Add $500 cash back and your total savings are over $3,500.
Visit your Gold Star Dodge dealer today for a great deal on your favorite Dodge car or truck.
Being on top of business means being in reach, anywhere, anytime. You can't do it with just any cellular company. It takes Centel Cellular's digital Motorola equipment, low fees, SuperNet coverage, and unequaled, unlimited call plans.
Call now about our $179 unlimited plan at 847-4000. Centel Cellular. Experience the freedom.